This tutorial gives you an overview of the structure in the dialog used to handle the variable and experiment configuration. We will show you some of the user interface elements of the dialog and how the dialog supports the organization of an experiment. At the end, you will understand the concepts of the dialog and will be able to transfer these concepts to other use cases. This tutorial comprises the following sections. First, structure of the variable selection dialog. Then, organizing views and variables. And last, changing visual properties of several variables at once. Now we will show you the major parts of the variable selection dialog. To open the dialog, press the corresponding toolbar button. There are three views in the dialog: Variables, Display Configuration, and Variables Configuration. We will explain them one by one in the following. As default, the Variables view opens. The main purpose of this view is to select the variables that shall be used in the experiment. In the Sources area, you can see all devices that are assigned to the current workspace. In the list of variables, you can see all variables belonging to the devices. On the left, there is more information on the highlighted variable, and on the right on the raster filling level. The Display Configuration view helps you to configure the appearance of instruments and variables in the experiment. The tree in this view describes the visual structure of the experiment. Here you can manage layers, organize the distribution of instruments to layers, and organize the distribution of variables to instruments. Here you find the properties of the selected instrument or variable. You can edit these properties to configure the appearance of the corresponding item. In the Help area, you get further information on the selected property. The Error area notifies you if there are inconsistencies or invalid property settings. The third view, the Variables Configuration view, helps you to configure the non-visual properties of the selected variables. The tree in this view is similar to the tree in the Display Configuration view. This list shows all variables that are selected in the experiment. The raster assignment and the display and recording status of all these variables are shown. Just like in the Variables view, you see further information on the highlighted variable as well as the raster filling level. This section will show you how to organize layers, instruments, and variables in an experiment. You can use these buttons to filter for specific variables. Press the measurement filter icon to reduce the list to all measure variables. Enter TMOT into the text filter field to further reduce the list to show only variables starting with the string TMOT. To select a variable and add it to a default instrument, simply click on it. Now you can see in the Display Configuration view that the variable has been added on the currently active Layer 1 to a new YT oscilloscope, which is the default instrument for this type of variable. You can simply drag the YT oscilloscope to another layer or use the cut and paste function from the context menu. Let's imagine that the variable TMOT shall also be added to the YT oscilloscope on Layer 4. To do so, copy and paste a variable by using keyboard shortcuts or the context menu. Now, TMOT is also added to the YT oscilloscope on Layer 4. In this last section, we will concentrate on how to configure the visual properties of a variable. As an example, we will now change the line color of all TMOT variables to red. First, press this toolbar button to open the Variable Selection dialog directly in the Display Configuration view. Second, to find all TMOT variables, reduce the list as shown in the previous chapter. Then use the context menu entry Select All Instances to select all TMOT variables from all YT oscilloscopes. This also works for instruments. Now all TMOT variables are listed in the Properties area. To change the line color of all variables in one step, multi-select the line color field. Press and hold the Shift key, click on the first entry, then on the last, and finally, release the Shift key. Now press the F2 key to edit the cell and choose a color. Colors can also be pasted from another color property cell. You have seen the three views of the variable selection dialog and their structure and purpose. You have got an idea how you can organize your experiment in the display configuration view and change the visual appearance. This is only an example of the powerful display configuration features. Further information on the variable selection dialog and experiment configuration is available in the context-sensitive online help. You can open it by pressing the F1 key in the variable selection dialog. You will find additional information in the Help menu of the Inca Database Manager.